about the importance of becoming. Give me just 1 second here so I can just pop this in here. I want to talk to you all a little bit about becoming. I'm about to have a mentorship session with a lot of uh, people who have signed up for my mentorship, and they're this particular group of people today. We're meeting at noon. They are in the entrepreneur section, so they're looking to talk about how do they become a global brand, and how do they expand and grow or even launch, their products and services. So they get the personal development mentorship, but because they signed up for the entrepreneur, they also get an extra session on Wednesdays at noon. And you all are more than welcome to join. We'll be live at having a Zoom call at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. So I'm going to be talking about that. But one of the things I'm going to talk to them about, you guys are sort of getting a little bit of a sneak preview. I don't know if we really value the importance of becoming the person we need to become before we go out and try to attain or get anything in the physical. I've said it a lot. You guys know we're family at this point. Am I right? We've, hang on 1 second here. I don't know what's going on here. Let me let this close this link. But I've said it a number of times when I've gone live, and I've talked to you all about before you go out and try to get something in the physical, no matter what it is, you always have to get it in the spirit first. Remember, I've said that, and I don't know if some people really understood what I meant by that, but that applies to every area of our lives. And that's not just something that I just thought of. That is not only a biblical pattern and a biblical principle, but it literally is a tremendous secret to going after the things in life that we're trying to attain and get. But the hardest part, and I notice this even when I, by God's grace, lead these mentorship sessions. Many of them have signed up and they're part of my retreat program. The hardest part for most of us is to simply sit still, to engage in, I guess you can say meditation, meditating on the Word of God, but to actually become it. And the reason why I want to go live real quick and I want to talk to you all, and I can't talk for too long because I have a 12 o'clock session with them. I think this is one of the biggest issues with what many of us are facing right now. And I'm not excluding myself from this, just to be honest. See, there's things that go on behind the scenes you guys don't know. So I'm letting you in a little bit more on some of the things behind the scenes. What you don't see behind the scenes is this. You don't see me sitting in my living room for hours, meditating and just listening, or perhaps having, focusing on one passage in the Bible, or just looking out of my window and literally transforming my mind. You know how the Bible teaches us in Romans 12:2, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's the part you guys don't see. You don't see how difficult, and I'm just going to be very real with you all, and how hard it is at times, especially when your circumstances don't match up with who you're becoming. You don't see the amount of time and investment in the spirit that I spend. And I'm not saying this as a bragging tool. I'm saying this to actually help you all to understand that this is what we all need to be doing. You don't see that amount of time. You didn't see all this morning from about, I don't know, right about 6 this morning. You didn't see me just praying. You didn't see me talking to God. You didn't see me having him show me who is this person he's blessing me to become. You didn't see me having this meeting I'm having right now. I already had it. I hope somebody caught that. I already had this meeting. I had it in the spirit first. I'm supposed to be coming in, having a meeting with my team, getting ready for this 12 o'clock session. But you didn't see that this meeting occurred before that. So me talking to you all right now, it's not entertainment at all. It's not, me just coming up. It already happened. But it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort to just sit in it when your circumstance don't look like this person that you're becoming. So I literally, and I'm just talking to you guys. We're not even calling this a training session. Let's just call this a family talk. I'm seeing you all saying blessings. Someone says blessings, Deborah. Oh my God, you touched my heart with that. Someone the other day called me Deborah from the Bible, and I'd never been called that before. And I studied her out, and she was an amazing woman. Thank you for saying that. Are you all with me? Okay, I'm seeing some feedback coming through. People are saying, hey, here's what I'm hoping that I can help you to see in these next, I don't know, give or take 15 or so minutes that we talk. It's so important, you all, that you spend some time being still and become the person that God has already showed you that you are. That's what's missing. I talk to enough people and I get enough messages from people to tell you, the vast majority of you, I don't care if you're rich, poor, young or old, black or white, the vast majority, I put myself in that category because you guys know I'm a mess on a good day, right? So we're all in this category. But the vast majority don't spend time simply becoming. Because the world doesn't teach us how to sit still. The world doesn't teach us how to meditate, doesn't teach us how to meditate on the Word of God. I was thinking about, is it Psalms 23, that passage this morning about the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not be in want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. If you just stop right there, just those first couple of verses, just right there. What does that mean? What does that mean, the Lord is my shepherd? And just meditate on it. Now, for those of you who are in my mentorship, we had a guest speaker last week. She wrote an amazing book about Bible meditation, and she taught us quite a bit. That was a phenomenal session. If you missed that session, log into the community, go to your training and resources area, and watch that entire segment if you're part of my mentorship. But she taught us about the importance of just sitting on a passage and meditating on that. So if the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. What does that mean, I shall not be in want? He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Well, that sounds pretty prosperous to me, doesn't it? He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me down the path of righteousness for his name's sake. So when we sit and we think about that passage, Romans 12:2, about be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let me just focus on that one, because I can go in 10 different directions with you guys. You guys know how I am. I'll drift and then come back. Let me just keep it focused on this, just on one point, just for the sake of this, this short call. I am pleading with you all to start being still and to learn how to sit and listen to what God is trying to tell you. And I'm telling you now, it's one of the hardest things in the world to do. Now, I've been practicing this for a very, very long time, and it's still difficult for me, because your circumstances are going to keep reminding you of where you're at, right? You're going to find yourself getting distracted, right? You're going to find, of course, the enemy shows up, because the enemy doesn't want you sitting and meditating and praying and trying to get your mind where it needs to be, right? The enemy doesn't want you focusing on becoming. Are you all aware of the passages that teach about how we're predestined? Are you guys aware, especially for those, and please don't think I've not been in this category many, many, many times, but especially for those who are really, 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 really concerned about finances and resources and all of that. Are you guys aware? Now listen to me before you jump on this statement that I'm about to say. Are you aware the finances and the resources are already out there? There's actually not a lack of money out there in the world. It's the lack of knowledge and the ability to be able to have it attracted to you. Oh, I wish I can go deeper on this one for quite a while. It's when you become, just listen to me 1 second, you guys. I see a lot of hearts coming through. Thank you, baby. When you become what you're put here to become, when you meditate, when you focus on the Word of God, and every decision you make, every move you make, you're making it from that stand of, I've already become this person. These resources that God has blessed me with are already upon me. I cannot explain to you all enough. I wish I had time to turn over to Isaiah 60 and 61. I'm going to be going through that a little bit deeper in this mentorship session I'm about to have in a little bit. I cannot explain to you that this is not me making this up. This is not some, okay, this is weird. Where are you getting this from? It's completely biblical. It's completely biblical that nations will be attracted to you. It's completely biblical that resources finds its way to you, that the provisions are made along the way. You begin to attract to you who you become. So like before I'm going live now and talking to you all, You didn't see I spent the hours prayer, meditating, becoming, asking God to forgive me of my sins, reminding me of who I am, showing me who I am. All I'm doing right now, the reason you're watching this and you guys are saying amen and you're posting the hearts in this, it's not me. I'm actually not that intelligent and not that cute, right? And I say that to be funny, but I'm not. It's not me that you're attracted to. You are attracted to the light that you see because I've already become it. So then when I show up, and this is what I want to see in you all, your lives. When you show up, you're not showing up as you. You're showing up as who you've already become. And then people can't help but be attracted to that light that they see. The resources and all the things that you're searching for and looking for, it finds you. That's why I did that post the other day when I said, whatever you're looking for, it's already searching for you. Remember I said that? But it's not searching for this current version of you. It's actually waiting for you at a higher level. So then you may say, well, Z, what does that look like? And I'm trying to sum this all up. For those of you here in my mentorship, you already know where I'm heading with this. What I'm trying to sum this up is, baby, you got to train yourself to start being still. You gotta focus on getting that mindset development. You gotta focus on becoming. You know, part of my mentorship, one of the first things that I teach people, and for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, my mentorship is at unlockinggreatness.com. You're so more than welcome to join. Anyone that joins in there today, I'll actually probably be seeing you today at noon because we're having a call at 12 p.m. today, Central Standard Time. But that's why every single person, hang on one second here, let me close this out. Every single person that becomes a part of the Unlocking Greatness community, every single person, I ask them to please go through the 12-week retreat. I have like a 12-week retreat. It's called a Necessary Retreat. It's based on my book, Necessary. And the first couple of weeks in that retreat is all about focusing on who you are, becoming that person, seeing in the spirit who you are first before you try to go get it in the physical. I had a lady the other day in there. She said, Z, I've been in here. I think she's been in for about a week or two now. And she says, I'm still on the very first video module in this because it's just that deep. She says, because I get it. Everything is building on the other. And you're trying to help us to get focused on who are we really? And there are some people that kind of rush through it because they're just trying to rush through the next module and get to the next one and get to the next one. And I always tell them this. I said, listen, if you focus on running and you're trying to get to that end result, and you're trying to get to, but Z, I just want to see this happen. I just want to see this change occur. I just want to see, for example, my finances take this turn and this and that. The reason I can say this to you all is because I've done it. So I'm not preaching at you. I'm no one's preacher, by the way. I'm not a licensed minister. I'm just a woman who loves God with all my heart. And I'll do anything for God, by the way. But I used to do it for years. So I'm actually trying to save you some time. If you guys just listen for just a moment, baby. I'm trying to save you some time. A lot of tears, a lot of stressing, a lot of worrying. I've done that for so many years, it's not even funny. Because I was trying to figure out what I need to do, what I need to do next. How do I change my finances? How do I change this? And I'm trying to give you a secret that God has shown me and taught me and that I've discovered not only from having a mindset transformation, but from the Word of God. So bear with me a second and listen to me. If you focus on the person that you're becoming and you meditate on that, and you're praying through that, you're engaging in what I call spiritual warfare. I wish I can go into more detail about that right now, but I can't. But you're visualizing that. Like I teach in my retreat program, I teach them that at least 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening, it's almost like a statement that they write out. I call it a finally statement, but I have them write a statement out of like, finally, for example, finally, I'm out of debt, or finally, I'm helping people live better lives, or finally, my company is in order, whatever it is. Like they brought out this entire finally statement. Again, I'm trying to give you a short little piece of that. And I have them either read it or record it or whatever. And then a couple of times a day, they're to rehearse this and say them to themselves. It's transforming the renewing of your mind. Is making you think every single move you make, you're already that person because it's already happened. When we read passages that talks about faith is sure what we hope for, certain what we do not see, I see a lot of comments coming through. I'm gonna respond in just a minute, baby. But when we read all of those passages, sometimes we can read it, but it doesn't really penetrate in our heart. And I'm trying to explain to you where that's coming from. Is you actually have to see it and believe it and become it. When you begin to do that, It saves you years, months, days of struggling with trying to get this thing that you're trying to get, and you're going to notice it begins to attract itself to you. I didn't come up with writing necessary, you guys. I keep telling you that. I didn't come up with that. That's spending that time in that secret place, which is a chapter in my book, by the way, called Secret Place, right? And that's listening and vetting in the spirit. And then all of a sudden at 3 a.m, God wakes me up and says, I'm going to have you write a book called Necessary. It's going to spread throughout the nations. It's going to change lives all over the world. And I'm like, really? Right? Begin to speak to me, right? I didn't come up with starting a podcast. I don't even like social media. You guys know that. You get my point? It comes in the spirit. You become vetted in the spirit, and you don't have to be a minister or this or that for that to happen. You have to be willing and open for God to show you. So when you focus on becoming, let me just kind of get to the point with this. When you focus on becoming that person that God has shown you, walking in that gifting, walking in that talent, I'm a living witness to you all. The road's not easy. Oh, you're going to have a lot of opposition, baby. That's a whole nother podcast episode. I talk about it all the time in my mentorship program. In fact, in my retreat, I think it's around when you get about to around week 8 or 9 or 10, we talk all about all the oppositions that come your way, right? And how not only is it proven in the Bible that that's going to happen, that's also a universal law. Right? It's called a law of polarity. You guys can look that up later. I'm trying my best not to drift, right? So you're going to have opposition comes your way. But when you know who you are and you focus on becoming that person, and that becomes your central focus, you will be amazed at what begins to attract to you at that level. I'll tell you something else you guys don't see behind the scenes. I don't know why I'm sharing all this, but God just has me talking. You guys didn't see earlier this week, I had my whole team. I had my, it's not that I have a huge team, but I just said, you guys just stay home for the day. And you may think, well, Z, if you're in your busy season right now and you got all this stuff going on, why would you pay people to just be home? Like, why would you do that? Why would you just have everybody? Because I know that I needed to focus on becoming. I needed that time alone, undisturbed with anybody being around me. And I'd rather have somebody sit at home or do something else so that I can get that vision and that focus, because I've learned when I become and I see that vision and that focus, we go 10 times faster. Some of you are out there. Let me read some of these comments because I can't be on this live too long. I speak to you all out of love. This is not, you guys know me by now. By now, you either know me or you don't. So you guys know that this is not me judging somebody or putting someone down. This is completely me pouring out my heart to you all and telling you something that I believe is going to help you. You can go so much faster in what you're doing if you learn how to slow your little self down. If you learn how to slow down. The other day, I challenged you all to go on a retreat, right? Whether you go on the retreat that I have available or you go on your own retreat or you find your minister, your church, wherever you go to or whatever, get yourself involved in a retreat. You know, because many people, this is the feedback I get, we don't know how to slow down. You know, I challenge you all to take 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening, just to sit for a little bit for about 5 or 10 minutes. Remember that challenge? And I told you all I would follow up with you on Sunday on that, right? But I challenge you all to get yourself on a little retreat of some sort, even if it's for a couple hours, hopefully a couple days. Mine is 12 weeks. It's an online self-paced retreat. It's naturally a part of my mentorship program, by the way. And I just, the feedback that comes out of that is just unreal. Every single day, I get lots and lots of feedback from people saying, Z, you just have absolutely no clue, even the first week in this retreat, how this has changed everything for me. You have absolutely no idea. I did not understand the importance of capturing in the spirit first what belongs to me before I get it in the physical. I didn't understand the importance of becoming. I didn't understand, that there's certain times in life where I've got to let go because I can't keep climbing with all these boulders and rocks on my back. It's so important that you be still for a little bit, baby, and you become that person. Because when you become, let me tell you something. I'm on a road now, so you guys just gotta just follow me for a minute. You guys have no idea the amount of opposition that comes my way. And I'm sure you guys have a lot that comes your way as well. It's not just me. But you'd be really surprised. If you were able to sit with me for a whole day and you were able to see everything that tries to come against me trying to encourage people online, that tries to come against me, mentoring people or talking about God, or even the live streams I do, you would be really surprised at the amount of efforts on a daily basis. I think your mouth would drop open and you would say, "Oh my God, Z, how do you keep forth and keep doing this? This is I didn't know. Whatever you think it is, multiplied by 100. See, you didn't know that. You'd be surprised by some things that God has not even released for me to talk about yet. Some of the things that I go through, some of the things I deal with in my personal life. Now, I've shared a ton in this book. God has released a whole lot out. But if you read this book really, really, really carefully, you'll see, it looks like there's a whole nother level to this that God's going to release. There's things God's not even released for me to talk about. And if you knew some of those things, even some of those other things, you would say, there's no way in the world, this person could be out here still doing what she's doing and helping people and trying to do what she's doing with all of this stuff she's dealing with that we didn't even know about. And you know a lot about me. Now, I'm saying this to say I'm making a point. I couldn't do it if I don't sit with God and allow him to show me, baby, here's who you are. Here's who you are in my presence. I said, but God, I don't feel like that person. He said, here's who you are. Here's what I want you to go do. But God, I don't have nothing to give them but broken pieces. I'm still trying to get life together. Then give them that. But God, I don't feel like going live right now. I sometimes struggle with prayer and falling asleep in the middle of the prayer, and here I am trying to teach and help other people. Sometimes I can go hours just so nonstop. And sometimes I struggle with, and God says, give those broken pieces. You guys getting where I'm coming from? I have to become it. And so I sit there with my Father. I cry sometimes. Sometimes I dance with him. I sing or whatever. He begins to show me who I've become. He begins to show me my ranking in the spirit. Ooh, that's a whole nother subject I wish I can talk to you guys about. My God, my God, my God. It's so important you know your ranking in the spirit. Ooh, that's a whole nother one. Just me saying those words is giving me chills. But he begins to show me in the spirit here's who you are. So then you're able to step out on that platform. And you're not walking in your own confidence. You're walking in the confidence of God because he's shown you who you are. You step out on that platform. And now the world is seeing what God has shown you, even though your circumstances may not show it just yet. I pray this is helping you guys. I want to invite you all, an open invitation to get in the necessary retreat. It's at my site at unlockinggreatness.com. I don't beg anyone to do anything. I believe the people, and it's so funny because a lady the other day joined. She said, Z, I was in my house and God just literally put your name in my spirit and said, you need to join her mentorship and you need to join it now. And she says, I signed up right away and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. I had no idea that it was this involved. We had a really good talk on a Zoom call because I meet everybody that joins, by the way. But anyway, I'm not into begging people to do anything. I believe those who God has, who wants to be a part of my mentorship, part of the retreat, I believe they'll come. And if you do, you do. If you don't, get some help wherever you're going to get it. Find yourself a good mentor, a good community, a good ministry, something to be a part of, just to be clear. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, my site is unlockinggreatness.com. But I want you guys to listen to me carefully on this. It's so important that you focus on becoming that person that you need to become. Seeing it, visualizing it, locking it in, rehearsing it, being that person every single day. And then you take your butt out there and you get what belongs to you. The problem is, and I got to close this out in just a couple minutes, you guys. Problem is, and I've done this so many times, you guys. We're out there trying to get what we think belongs to us. And when you're not certain what belongs to you, because you didn't receive it in the spirit first, and you step yourself out there and you've not become what God has shown you, then you do feel like an imposter, right? Then when that opposition comes your way, and baby, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. It has to come. Not only is it biblical, it's a universal law. It has to come. And I always tell people, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Why do you think you meet such opposition, baby, when you're stepping out there on that dream that you know that God gave you? Someone says, can you please put on your screen how to join the mentorship? Just go to unlockinggreatness.com. Just like you're unlocking a door, so it's unlockinggreatness.com. And the link is in my bio, baby. Any site you're on, there should be a bio where you can go. I offer personal development, mentoring, and entrepreneur development. Those who get an entrepreneur, you actually get both. You get the personal and the entrepreneur. And I'm actually about to have my next meeting in less than 30 minutes, Central Standard Time at noon. Make sure you introduce yourself in the community, and please make sure you start on that retreat right away. I don't want to lose my train of thought, what I was just saying. When you focus on that gift that God has given you, see, this is what touches my heart. I speak to so many of you, especially in my mentorship group, because I'm talking with them all the time. Even at night, we're talking, because in the community, we all communicate with each other, those that are inside of my program. So even on weekends, we're talking to each other. But anyway, I speak to so many of you, and I get messages from so many of you. I think what hurts my heart more than anything is you all are some of the most phenomenal people. I look at some of the products, the services, some of the things you all do. Some of you all are coaches. Some of you all are mentors. I see some of you all selling products and services. Just so many phenomenal people out there. I think what hurts my heart more than anything, it actually makes me angry, is I look at how the enemy is robbing so many people of God because we don't know who the heck we are. So we put our toe out there in the water just a little bit, which I'm about to challenge those entrepreneurs in just a little bit when I get on this live with them at noon. I've got a message for them. But anyway, without going into that, we put our toe out there in the water just a little bit, and then life just shows up. Things come our way to distract us, discourage us, get us down, right? It's life, right? Or we don't get the response we want right away on social media, right? Nobody's liking our post or doing whatever, right? Or whatever the case may be. You guys know life comes in so many different ways, right? And then we shrink back. And then the enemy sits there like, that was easy. That was pretty easy. And we don't realize that God didn't make a mistake when he gave you that gift. He didn't make a mistake when he put that dream inside of you. He didn't make a mistake, baby. And I know that life gets so hard at times, you guys. If you read my book, Necessary, you already know a lot of my story. I get it. I get it. Life can chew you up and spit you out at times. But God didn't make a mistake when he gave you that dream, that vision, that goal. Hang on one second here, you guys. Every now and then, you just get somebody that's on an assignment. See, this is a prime example. I'm live now. Every blue moon, you get somebody that comes on here. They want to say a derogatory comment, talk about the way I look or my afro or my whatever, right? And for some of you, you allow that to shrink you back. But one of the things you need to learn, especially if you're in my mentorship, you would know this. You need to learn that that's to be expected. That's to be expected. Well, the opposition has to come because I'm doing something good. So am I going to shrink back, right? Or am I going to keep moving forth and keep letting God work through me to help change lives and inspire people to sit in his presence? God has told me to do one thing and one thing only. Well, it's a combination, but all in one. Share my life, be an example and share my life and encourage people to sit in his presence. And he says, and I will take care of the rest. That's my assignment. He's given me a gift of encouragement. That's my assignment. And as difficult as that is, that's the assignment I'm going to continue doing. All of you have been given an assignment. But you got to become. You have to become that person first. That's one of the key elements that's missing. I got to wrap this up in like less than 3-4 minutes because I got to get ready for this live. That's one of the key elements that's missing, you guys. If I could jump through this live stream right now, and I can sit next to you and put my arms around you, which I so wish I can do. God knows I wish I could just hold you. If I could put my arms around you, I would whisper into your ear, baby, be still, focus on becoming. Sit in the presence of God. Focus on becoming. Someone says, Ms. Z, if it's for no other reason, this live is building my spirits for my marriage. Even if that wasn't necessary, go, oh, baby, thank you. I'm going to do a whole thing on relationships and marriages as soon as God releases me to do that, because I used to lead these 30-week marriage groups for quite a while. I might introduce it in my mentorship program first, just to always test things out with them and then release it publicly. But thank you for saying that, baby. But if I could jump through this live right now and just hold you, I would say, baby, focus on becoming. God didn't make a mistake when he gave that idea, that dream, that goal to you. whatever it is that you're going through in life. Focus on that part first. I spend more time, and I want to go back to the example I gave. I gave an example the other day how I had my staff stay home, and you may be like, Z, well, you lost money that day. Why would you do that? Like, why would you have people? Because the most important thing is I have to be still, I have to be quiet, I have to be calm. And now when I'm able to step out like how I'm doing now, I don't have notes written down on what I'm going to talk to you guys about. I've already become it. I've already become it. Now, guess what? It ain't over. Because after I do my live workshop, which I'm about to go live in about 20 minutes, right? And I have another meeting going on today. Guess what I'm going to do this evening? Guess the part that you don't see. I'm going to be sitting somewhere, probably in my closet or at home with God, and I'm going to say, God, how did I do? Is there anything you want me to do differently? God, show me again, remind me again of who am I? What is it that you have for me you want me to do tomorrow? Show me the vision, God. Open up the book of remembrance concerning me. What is it, God, that you want me to do? How can you use this broken vessel? God, show me, remind me again of who I am. Then you're going to see me being silent. And you're going to see me in the spirit, suspended in the spirit. I won't even go into detail because some of you guys may be like, that's weird for me. But literally, it's as if I'm higher in the spirit and I'm looking down at my life and I'm sending back the arrows that are sent my way in the spirit. Oh, I wish I had time, but I got to go. Sending those arrows back, those flaming arrows that the enemy is having meetings concerning me, and those arrows are returned to the sender. And I'm asking God to extend his mighty righteous right arm, right? And I'm entering meetings that are held on my behalf that are trying to hold and push me back. And then I'm sitting in those meetings and asking God to open doors, right? You becoming it. When you become it, and it's hard to do. It's hard to do. This is why I'm encouraging you guys. Get yourself into like a retreat. Again, it don't have to be mine. I would love for you to join mine. I think the one that God has blessed me with is amazing. It's based on my book, Necessary, but it goes a whole lot deeper into mindset exercises, teaching you how to do the things I'm talking about now. Get yourself still. Get yourself still. Get yourself in some sort of a program, even if it's something in your community, or through your ministry at your church, or maybe professional counseling services or something. But get yourself to a point where you can sit, meditate, pray, meditate on the word of God, engage in spiritual warfare, and become the person. And watch what happens when you step out on the platform and you've already become it. You guys, not only is this a biblical pattern I'm teaching you, it's literally a universal law. There's books out there. I know there's one book. I don't like giving the names and titles of books publicly online, but everybody pretty much knows the book about. The title is not this, but it's based on as a man thinketh, so he becomes. But there's a tremendous amount of books out there. Even books written by people that really don't even mention God in their books, let alone. And they all say the same thing. They said that's what's missing is people don't understand what they're able to manifest in the physical if they just become it, and if they see it, and if you lock your vision in on that. Well, the Bible's been teaching that all along. We just have been missing it. Anyway, I got to go. I've got 20 minutes to go live. I welcome you all to join my mentorship program. My site is unlockinggreatness.com. As soon as you go in there, start on that retreat right away. It's self-paced. You can go at your own pace. Introduce yourself into the community so I can welcome you. And for those of you who are looking to get into personal development, you're going to have the time of your life. For those of you who have a business, I want to say this before I close out, because I think somebody's about to let me know I got to get ready to go live to meet with them on our Zoom call. For those of you who have a business, maybe you're a coach, a mentor, a minister, whatever it is, you have a business idea or a goal or something that you're trying to introduce, a product or a service, right? Especially if it's anything concerning a product or service, a book, anything that concerns entrepreneur. I strongly encourage you to consider joining. We're having a meeting in less than 20 minutes. And this particular meeting we're having are for people who want to get a product, a service, a goal, a book, whatever it is off the ground. We meet every 2 weeks for this particular unique meeting I'm talking about now. But it's powerful because we're applying Bible-based principles with mindset principles and putting those things into action. Watch the difference it begins to make in your life. You guys got to get still. I love you all. If I have time, I'll try to go live a little bit later today. For those of you who are just joining, I'm sorry. I got to go. I'm not able to say again all the things that I just said. But you guys, it's so important that you become that person. When you become it, and it's not like, oh, I did that already, Z. Baby, it's not I did that already. No, it don't work like that, baby. This is something on a daily basis that you got to rehearse and practice. I know I read my Bible and pray. I should say more than the average person. And I even struggle with making sure that I'm constantly focused on who is this person that God is having me become. Become. Because you're going to have your hard days. I've had some hard days even this past week. Some things went on, right? And I have to get locked and loaded again on, wait a minute. I don't care if I got to shut down everything. I got to become this person that God is showing me in the spirit. And then you step out there and that confidence exudes from you. That light begins to shine in you. And get this, the resources and all the things you sitting here praying about and wanting to happen, it begins to attract itself to you. Read Isaiah 60 and Isaiah 61. Read what that passage is about when the Lord's favor shines up on you. Read how the nations are going to be drawn to you. Read how the resources are going to be attracted to you. It's a biblical pattern. That's it. It's really just that simple. But you want to know how difficult it is for people to sit and be still and actually become? Out of all the people on this live, and I'm on a live with a lot of people right now, I would be surprised if a handful of you actually focused on doing that. But yet, that's the secret. I love you all. I pray you've been encouraged. I'm going to read about 2 or 3 comments, and I was supposed to be off this live 5 minutes ago. So let me get off of here really quickly. Oh, and by the way, my site is unlockinggreatness.com. The link is in my bio. I welcome you all to join. And for those of you do, I'm coming now. That's one of my staff members saying, Z, we got to get ready because they're already starting to log into the Zoom call. Let me just read a few comments here. May God bless us all. Giovanna says, so true. Giovanna, I'll see you. Hopefully I'll see you in just a little bit, Giovanni. I'm glad you just said that. Bless you, Z from New Zealand. Oh, love it, love it. Someone is saying, what is the site? The site is unlockinggreatness.com. The link is in my bio. If you do join in there, if you sign up for the entrepreneur section, which means you get personal development and entrepreneur, I literally will be seeing you in less than 15 minutes to welcome you and to talk to you a little bit. And you'll be joining that session with us. Someone says God had to sit me down through my kids. Yeah, he will do whatever it takes. I was telling somebody that the other day at church. I won't go into detail, but I was telling him, I said, God will do whatever it takes to get your attention because he's just that jealous. I'm going to see if somebody would catch what I just said. He loves you so much and he's just that jealous. You know how the Bible teaches us God is a jealous God, and that's a good type of jealousy, by the way. He loves you so much. He loves your butt so much. He will allow your ways to be frustrated. He will allow doors to be shut down. He would do whatever it takes to get you in alignment with his will and his purpose for your life. Now, if you have my book Necessary, you know I'm referring to the chapter about the pruning season and about the season of being hidden, right? There's a couple chapters where I talked about that. He loved me just that much to frustrate my butt. I'm talking my marriage, my God, it was absolutely horrible. All the things I was going through with my kids, all the mess I was dealing with finances. And my only answer was, how can I work harder and do more, trying to figure it out. And God shut every doggone door in my life until I finally was like, I surrender. Do with me whatever you want to do. It wasn't until I surrendered and started sitting my little butt down powerful. Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. What? He leadeth me beside the still waters. I'm not supposed to be frustrated. I gotta go. I wish I could talk to you guys more. I pray this has helped you all. For those who are just joining, this should be saved on my YouTube and on my Instagram, I believe on my Facebook. And I welcome you all to join the Unlocking Greatness community. My site is unlockinggreatness.com. The link is in the bio. It's a phenomenal program. I'm not saying this just to talk about a program. I'm saying this because every day new people are joining. And even after one day, they're saying, Z, I didn't even know this retreat was this involved to this degree. I had no idea how beautiful this community is where we're coming together to help each other. And it's changing lives. Let me rephrase that. God is the one changing lives. My mentorship program is just a tool he's allowing me to use to help people. But I welcome you all to join. And for those of you, I see some of you in here that are already a part of it. I will see you guys in about 10 minutes. We're about to have a good session, so make sure you get your notebooks and everything out. One of you all had asked to be in the hot seat. And so make sure when we start the Zoom session in a minute that you raise your hand and say you were the one in the hot seat. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we allow members to be in a hot seat where they get to be the one that comes up on the screen, and we basically just kind of sit and talk through their issue, in this case with their business or what's going on, and then we all kind of come together to help. But anyway, I love you all. Please, please, please take it to heart. Get yourself into a retreat. If you don't want to get into mine is called the Necessary Retreat. Get yourself in some sort of a program where you can get away for a few days. Now mine is online, so you can be able to go through it at any time of the day or night on your own pace. But get yourself into something. Talk to your ministers at your church or something. Talk to somebody and get yourself in something, whether it's online or whether it's in person, so you can settle your spirit and be still. Settle your spirit and be still. And start listening to the direction God has for your life, and focus on becoming that person. And then when you step out on that platform, baby, I'm a living witness. Watch what God begins to attract to you. Watch what begins to attract into your life, because you've already become it. The universe can't help but to cave in and to do it, because you've already become it. That's what's missing. We're out there trying to have situations change in our lives. And baby, you don't even know you're the one that gets to change the atmosphere. Oh, I'm bothered that I got to go right now, because they're calling me. I got to get into the Zoom. You're the one that gets to change the atmosphere. You're the one that gets to create the circumstances. You're the one that gets to do that. You're the one that gets to go up higher and command what is to happen, because you stand with God as an heir of God, a co-heir with Christ. You're the one. But we don't spend that time on that end. We spend our time, resources, and money on everything else except for when it comes to our own personal development and our own mindset development. Now, I'm talking to you guys like family right now, but I'm being real. We'll go to a concert. We'll do whatever it takes to spend money on something for entertainment. But when it comes to our own mindset development, personal development, our own personal growth, that's when we tend to just be like, I don't know. And yet the circumstances are just still looking at us, right? And all this time, what we're searching for is already searching for us. But not this current version of us. It's searching for us at a higher version. So I pray that you guys are focused on becoming. That's the topic of this lesson, becoming. I love you all. I was supposed to have been off this like 15 minutes ago, because I've now got to jump into my Zoom call. For those of you who are already in my mentorship, you guys give me just a tiny bit of grace. Let me close this live out, and I'll be jumping in to talk with you guys. We're about to have a really good session. I love you all. Again, everyone's welcome to join my site. It's unlockinggreatness.com. The link is in my bio. And for those of you who do join, I guess I'll see you in just a little bit. Love you guys. Bye-bye. I'm glad you've been encouraged. All right. Bye, you guys. Love you, love you, love you. Love you guys. Gotta go. All right. Bye, you guys. See you in just a little bit. Hold on a second here. Let me just get rid of this person from my channel, because every now and then someone's on an assignment, but you know what? They've got to do what they've got to do until God does whatever he needs to do in their lives to get their attention. All right. I love you guys. Bye-bye.